have enough gray hair in a sense to like get there, you know?
Yeah.
To get it all the way, but like this is one. Okay.
Okay, so this is a potential goal. And then this one too. It's pretty.
And I think I do have like a good streak going here that wants to live. Yeah. Yeah.
What's your color history?
So I haven't done anything since June, like of last year, like nothing. And then before that, I was going to a couple different salons. I then did a little box dye, but the biggest issue was I'm a little sensitive to some of this stuff.
Like your scalp gets dry?
Yeah, and I get like hives like around the chin.
Oh.
Like I get sensitive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. When was the last time you box dyed it?
It's been a year or 2 years. Yeah.
Because it looks like maybe. Yeah. Are we doing a haircut too?
Yeah, I think a trim. Like if we could trim it. You know, I don't want it to. Maybe an inch. Like I don't want it to be too short.
To here.
Yeah.
That's
fine. Yeah.
There. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, can you pull up that photo?
Yeah,
I
sure.
just want to talk about the placement. So obviously, like just as light as possible. Do you like the gray silver or you like more blonde?
I like the silver. Silver.
If you don't get light enough, would it bother you to have like a violet-y undertone to the silver?
I don't mind. I get it. Like I get the whole. I feel like I've been looking at a lot of silver heads lately.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I like
so
the
you
silver.
find the like violet.
Yeah.
If you need to be.
I don't mind it.
Okay. Because that's normally when I do my grays and silvers. Because just that color, like the one that you showed me, that's a little bit like more of a white silver.
Mm-hmm.
In like a wash, it turns kind of yellowy if you don't use a purple shampoo. So I always, to get my clients the most out of the color that we do, try to do a little bit more violet so that it like lasts them a little bit longer, and that way you're maintaining that, and it just overall when using it with a purple shampoo, it just looks a lot better.
Good. Okay.
But I think depending on how light these ends get and then all of that, I'll see what we can do. But like worst case scenario, like let's say your hair doesn't lighten as like pale of a yellow like those tones, maybe we can do like an ashy or brown mushroom tone in the meantime until like your hair can handle going that like lighter silver tone.
That's fine. Yeah, okay. I figure this will be a process. Like we'll have to come back a few times, and then also I just have to get more gray over time, right?
Your gray is actually like, other than like the streak right here, which is really pretty. Yeah, it's so even.
I know, right? Just it's like good. A little. Is that good?
It's good.
Is that a good?
No, it's really good. So then when it like grows in with the color that I do, it's gonna look like we highlighted.
Like highlights. Like what do they call them? Like micro highlights?
Yes, like baby lights.
Baby lights.
Yes. It looks really good. Even back here, it's like really consistent.
That's interesting, right?
Yeah, you're really lucky, especially like where you part your hair, because some people have like white patches and then like feels like they need to come in sooner. Okay. But you probably won't feel that way.
Okay, cool.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So here is the client's before. She has quite a bit of regrowth, which is her virgin root, so you can really see her gray pattern here. And then like she said, she hopped around a few different salons, at some point did some box dye. So because of that, whenever a client mentions that they have at some point put box dye in their hair, and the chances of it still being on those mids and ends are a little bit high because it hasn't been more than like 3 years or so, I always kind of want to go over in the consultation that there might be a possibility, you know, like that their hair might not lighten as light as their goal photo, and that's just because that's all that their hair can take. And I always try to explain to my clients too that I'm always in their best interest of making sure that their hair feels good, even though we are doing a transformation. Like, of course I would want them to leave with the color that they would like too, but it's more important that the hair stays healthy in the process of us doing this. So just exploring those options during the consultation are really key. And I normally don't proceed with a full color transformation like this if a client doesn't fully understand or isn't okay with having these alternatives, just in case their hair doesn't get light enough, because if it doesn't, then they might be upset with the outcome if they are not looking for that or just don't want it. And that's okay, because maybe that just means they're not ready, or they want to explore a different route and not risk having something that they might not like. So based off of that, I'm just going to go in with my signature placement. If you are new here, I will just give you a quick rundown of what this looks like. We do a hairline around the nape just to kind of detail, do a weave there. Right behind it, I did a diagonal back slice, and then I'm going to go in, do my signature placement where I take the back into a center section, and we are going to slice. She has more pepper than gray for sure, so I don't want to over highlight her. We're trying to create something that would just give her really softness around when her hair grows in. We don't want to create more maintenance for her. We want her to love her hair as it grows out, as it fades out. That is the ultimate goal, is to have something that is just going to blend better, make her feel better as her natural hair starts to grow in. So I am taking really thin slices here, and we are going to be going all the way to the top until we hit her money piece area. And this top mohawk section is just a center section because it's just going to be easy for me to kind of section this out when I do her next touch up. And I love doing this because it just makes my life easier when I need to do a retouch for clients like these. I know exactly what placement I did. It's very straightforward. It's just kind of a placement that I've been doing for years now, and it just like works for me and I love it. And a lot of my, like, there's so many ways to kind of switch it up with like weaving or slicing. And so right now I'm going in and doing her money piece. So once I get kind of close to that top part is when I turn my clients around. We'll start doing the money piece of her hair. And in her photos, they did have some lightness, like it looked like it was lighter in the front and then gradually more dimensional in the back. And she did say that she'd like that. So we're kind of have to place these foils a little bit closer together. And in the end, after I do most of like all of her foil work at the root, we are going to be doing tip outs for her, just to kind of also create that look to where the front gets lighter and the ends are lighter, so that then the roots, and it creates a really seamless, like beautiful, like softness, like effortless vibe to it that I just like absolutely love. So now I am connecting the side money to that top one, and we're just going to be doing slices because again she wants that front to be nice and light and a little bit bolder than the rest. Now if she came in and she, for her next touch up, felt like these areas and these foils were a little bit too bold for her, it's really easy to break it up with just throwing in like a baby light, for instance, or doing like more of a medium size weave, whatever you may want to do. And this is the part that I really just always ask my clients to make sure that they love it, because this part is what really frames your whole color. And when they wake up every day and look at themselves in the mirror, that's the first thing that they see, because it's what frames their face. And so I always make sure, like, I ask my clients, how did the front work for you? Like, did you like it? Did you feel like it grew out harsh? And based off of just like what they comment on, I'll kind of decide how I might switch it up or do the same thing. It just depends. And it's also a great way to kind of like switch up the vibe of the color too, because I feel like the money piece, when you change it, can make the look so different. And so it's just like my smallest little detail like that can make and change the whole look in itself, which I think is really cool. So now I'm going to be doing the side, and I am pretty much just doing slices on the side, connecting that front and back. It's pretty straightforward. It's very similar to how I kind of did that back mohawk section. And then now I'm doing her tip out. So I over direct, spread out the hairs that I leave out from her root foil, and I try to direct them forward. We'll do some teases, weaves, over direction, paint at a slant, make sure that these foils are extremely see-through so we get a very clean lift. I don't use a stronger developer for this one, for the tip out, so you got to make sure that those tip outs are nice and thin. So I lifted her root, lifted actually lighter than her ends because it's virgin compared to the previous colored ends. So I am strategically just holding the hair out because I'm going to just rinse the root where it's ready and then put those ends back in the foil, because where she has previous hair color, it is a lot warmer than what her root lifted to. So you can see I like pop that baby back into the foil, and I'm not going to be using fresh lightener. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, but she didn't need that much lift, but just a little bit more, so I didn't. So now I'm going to be going in with the Danger Jones gloss toners, and I absolutely love these gloss toners for shadow rooting. They have such, even though they're like a gloss, it's like a gel, almost cream-like consistency, and so it just works really great. And then afterwards I'm going to be toning her with the Danger Jones artistic toners, which are coming out next month, hopefully at like a Cosmoprof near you, or I'm not sure what the other beauty supply store is, but it will be coming out in the month of April, so be on the lookout for them because they're really amazing for gray blending.
It looks really cool, actually.
Yeah, and it blends really well with your gray.
So interesting. It is trippy. It's definitely trippy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like it. Wow, cool. Yay. Exciting. Cute. Really pretty. I really like it.
Yeah, I love that the front slider.
Yeah, it really is. I like that front. Like really nice.
Yeah. So good.
Alrighty guys, so here is her finished look. I absolutely love how well this really blends with her root. I feel like this is going to give her an extremely soft grat. And yes, I do still see her old color in between the highlights that we did. And so those are essentially going to be the pieces that we're going to pick up next time. But overall, this looks a lot better than how she came in. And at least she can go a lot longer in between. Before feeling like she needs to do anything to her roots or her hair at all. But yeah, she was really happy with the results, and I love the type of blend that we ultimately decided to do for her because I feel like it really suits her without making it feel like too blonde or anything, but really just match with her natural gray hair. Alrighty guys, that is it for this week's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching and tuning in, and as always, I will talk to you guys next week.